I went 90 days without a habit I used to rely on, and I didn't expect it to change my mindset this much. And the interesting part, it completely changed how I see women. At first I thought that if I just push through 90 days of NoFap and quitting porn, I will get more energy, more drive, more motivation. But no, that wasn't the main change. The biggest shift happened somewhere else, in perception. I also stayed away from porn for much longer than 90 days in total, and the part changed things even more. So the real question is, was this actually worth it? I'd say yes. In this video I break down exactly what changed and how it affected me. So first, why did I do this? My girlfriend went abroad for 3 months, and I saw it as the perfect opportunity for a challenge. First, to wait for her and keep a natural relationship dynamic. The second reason was the video you are watching now. I've done 30-day NoFap before, but I wanted a bigger challenge, at least 90 days. So if you enjoy this video, I'd appreciate a comment. Yeah, girls get views by undressing, guys get views by stopping jerking off. Sex versus porn. Simple. Sex is full. Porn is just your energy going down the drain. Your brain is designed to chase a real woman. That's stress, and the reward is dopamine. But when you go to porn, you hack the system. Your brain still gets the reward, but without reality, and in a much more intense artificial way. But in reality, you are just sitting alone, burning your system. Real sex is different. Smell, touch, eye contact. It's not just dopamine. It's a full hormonal cocktail, including oxytocin, which creates trust and bonding. After orgasm, prolactin rises, making you relaxed and sometimes lazy. And here's the trap. Why would you go to meet girls, improve your life, if your brain already got its reward in 2 minutes? You lose that natural drive. After real sex, you are also relaxed, but you are connected to a real person. When you do it alone in the middle of the day, you just drop out of life for the rest of the day. The main benefit is simple. You start seeing women differently. Not just as something attractive, but deeper. Emotions, energy, personality. Desire does not disappear, but something else gets added, attention and empathy. And it changes intimacy completely. It becomes deeper, not mechanically, but emotionally, like the difference between a one-night connection and real intimacy with feelings. Someone will say right now, I don't need that soft emotional stuff, I like rough. But listen man, first of all, tenderness does not cancel rough sex. In fact, they flow into each other and create contrast, which makes everything much more interesting. But here's the thing, if rough sex does not really require any skills, and you don't even need to be athletics to do fast physical movements, then the kind of intimacy I'm talking about is completely different. You can't learn it from lectures or techniques. It's something you have to experience. You need to detox from porn for a few months, so your brain naturally resets those settings. But those settings are also very easy to lose, again, if you keep polluting your mind. Let me give you an example. A few years ago, I was vegetarian for 5 years. After a few months, my perception changed too much that I thought, how did I ever eat animals? Now I eat meat again, and it doesn't feel shocking anymore. It's the same with porn. When you are inside this system, your natural perception is kind of blocked. You might say, I'm fine the way I am. Or if you are in a relationship, you might believe everything is already deep and emotional enough. But I'll tell you this. Try cutting out porn for just 6 months, and your relations will reach a level you can't even imagine right now. Energy, creativity. My experience from my first NoFap at 18 was very different from now. Back then I wasn't about depth. It was more about raw drive and energy. Why? First, at 18 you already have a natural high level of energy. Second, at that age I simply had no control or limits. The more you dump dopamine into porn, the worse you feel. So if you are a heavy user and you completely stop for at least 1 month, you can actually feel something like superpowers. Like you just dropped a weight that was holding you back from living fully.
अब अच्छा लग रहा है. अब मैं आराम से मूव कर पाऊंगा.
वो भी इन हल्के-फुल्के वेट्स को निकालकर.
In my case now, I didn't feel a massive energy boost because I've been living clean for around 8 months already. But I did feel a surge in creativity. I became bolder in my YouTube work, so yes, the energy boost is real, especially if before that you were constantly releasing dopamine through porn. Testosterone hunters, I didn't forget about you. I tested my levels before and after 90 days, and the result surprised me. They were lower. But don't panic. This time the numbers dropped because before my first test, I was going through a period of very active dating and relationship. I had a lot of energy and drive, and my levels were naturally at the upper range. Even my doctor asked me if I was using anything. So the conclusion is, I think real sex and that special perception of women gives the boost. Sexual release doesn't give the same effect. The main rule is simple: don't stay in a constant state of arousal without release. It's not dangerous in a medicine sense, but it's definitely not something you should practice for too long. If you are in relationships and you keep building tension without continuation, that's not a good scenario. If you are alone and constantly getting triggered by your phone, it gets even harder. So if you are doing this, you need to redirect the energy. Gym, work, creation. Otherwise, it will start working against you. In my case, the girl didn't continue the relationship with me, so my plan 90 days and on day 91,
come on, open the door, quick.
failed. Anymore, it started to feel unhealthy and simply irrational. So I decided to release the tension. No porn, no stimulation, just my mind. And I noticed something interesting. The experience was much more intense than I expected. And the next day, I didn't feel the urge to go back to porn, which made me realize something. Maybe the real dependency is not on release itself, but on porn. So yeah, that's my experience with 90 days. No superpowers, no magic transformation, just a real shift in how I see things. I'm not saying this is the right path for everyone. I'm just sharing what happened in my case. So if you've been through something similar or you're trying your own challenge, I'd actually be curious to hear your experience. Drop it in the comments and thanks for watching.